Alright, what's up everybody? We're back with another edition of Everyday Hoops. Hope you guys are having a good one. Today we're going to be recapping last night's huge NBA slate. We had 14 games yesterday. Had some really exciting games, really good games, honestly. A really good day of hoops. We're going to talk all about that here today. Thank you guys for the views on the videos and the shorts recently. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed the content around here, consider subscribing, turn notifications, do also like that. I really appreciate it. Really upset a lot. If you missed any other of the recaps, you can go back on the channel, watch those. Links to my Twitter, TikTok, stuff like that in the description down below. And I don't waste any more time. This is probably going to be a long video, so let's get right into it. So first game we had was Wizards and Hornets. The Hornets win this one 117 to 114. Miles Bridges once again hits a huge shot with 47 seconds left, hits a three-pointer. So we get a 3-point lead, and Kyle Kuzma misses a shot with 1 second left. It was a very deep three, not a very good shot. It was I don't know what that shot was, but the Hornets get the win. The Hornets now go to 5-9. The Wizards have lost 7 in a row. They fall to 2-12. Team stats: Charlotte shot 47% from the field. The Wizards shot 45%. The Hornets hit 16 threes in this game. Wizards hit 11 in this one for the Hornets. LaMelo Ball, 34, 8, and 13. 13 for 31 shooting, 6 for 16 from 3. Another very dominant game. Talked about it in my last video about underrated seasons, but LaMelo Ball's having an amazing season. Had another great game, 34, 8, and 13. Bringing it all for Charlotte, even though they're kind of a little bit undermanned. Only played 8 players, or 9 players really in this game. But LaMelo was dominating out there 40 minutes. He balled out. Miles Bridges as well, 33 and 10, shot 11 for 18, 8 for 10 from the free throw line. He's been very good since he's come back so far too. And those two out there on the court together, just, the Hornets are going to be a lot better as a team. Are they going to win a lot of more games? I don't know. But so far, I think they're like, 2-1 with Miles Bridges back? So maybe, I don't know. Brandon Miller also had 15 points, 3 assists. Bryce McGowan's had 13 off the bench. Mark Williams had 11 points, 15 rebounds, and 3 blocks. For the Wizards, tough loss. They were holding on to the lead for most of the game until the fourth quarter. They got outscored 39-23 by Charlotte. Kyle Kuzma at 28, 9, and 10. Shot 12 for 22, 3 for 6 from 3. He's been very good. Jordan Poole at 24 points and 3 steals as well in this one, 8 for 21 shooting. Daniel Gafford at 15 and 16, 13 and 7 assists for Tyus Jones, at 13 and 5 for Danny Avdija. Wizards are now on a 7-game losing streak. Just not great over there. You could tell by their late game execution. The last few minutes of the game, the Wizards just kind of were like, Jordan Poole was just pulling shots. They didn't really know what they were doing. Kyle Kuzma, that last shot was not great. With 4 seconds left, he took a 37-foot 3-point shot. I think Miles Bridges was guarding him in his face as well. I don't know. But the Hornets get the win. Next, we have the Nuggets and Magic. The Magic win this one 124-119. It was a very close one throughout the entirety of it, but the Magic outscored Denver 42-31 in the fourth quarter. Putting up 42 in the fourth quarter. The Magic now go to 10 and 5. They have won 5 games in a row. The Nuggets fall to 10 and 5 as well. Team stats: Orlando shot 54% from the field. Nuggets shot 47%. The Magic were 26 for 30 from the free throw line. Nuggets were 16 for 21. For Orlando, Franz Wagner, 27 points, 11 for 18 shooting. He scored, 24 in the second half. I want to say he was big. He had a big and one late in this game. That kind of, I don't know if it sealed it. Did it seal the game? It might have, I think. Yeah, because they were up by 3 at that point. I don't remember. Sorry. But, no, Franz Wagner had a really good game. Paolo had 23 points. He had 4 3-pointers, 3 blocks. He had a big 3-pointer late in this game as well. 20 for Cole Anthony off the bench. Joe Ingles and Mo Wagner each had 12 points off the bench. Jalen Suggs had 10. Goga Badowski had 12 rebounds. The Magic are balling. The Magic are really balling. They've won 5 in a row. I think now they have the best defense in the NBA right now. They have just been clicking all cylinders right now. Even though the offense still is a little bit of a work in progress, you could tell they're still young, still trying to figure out what their really identity on offense is. But their identity as a team is their defense. Their defense, they come in, they're locking down. Everybody's coming in playing a part. Their bench has been very good. Franz and Paolo have taken steps. This team is really good, man. And I don't know, this might be a team you have to watch out for. It's still very early in the year. It's still only been 15 games. But this is a team you might have to watch out for in Orlando, man. They're coming. They are coming. And a big win against Denver last night for the Nuggets. Jokic had 30, 13, and 12. Shot 12 for 18, 3 steals, 2 blocks. Would like to see him a little more aggressive throughout the game. He wasn't really aggressive as much as he should have been, probably. 25 for MPJ, 15 and 10 for Aaron Gordon against his former team, 14 and 9 assists for Reggie Jackson. Christian Brown at 13 off the bench, and the KCP at 10 points. The Nuggets have lost a few games since Jamal Murray's gone now, which makes sense because Jamal Murray's their second best player, and even in clutch time situations, Jamal Murray's the guy that they like to give the ball to. But I'm not really worried about it at all. Next, we have the Bucks and Celtics on ESPN. The Celtics win this one 119-116. the score looked a lot closer than it actually was. Celtics really kind of were running through them the first few quarters. The Bucks at the end of the game, they outscored Boston 37-25 in the fourth. Boston hasn't really been able to close out games very well this year, but the Celtics still get the win. They now go to 12-3. Bucks 5-game winning streak comes to an end. They go to 10-5. Team stats: Boston shot 52% from the field. Milwaukee shot 45%. Celtics hit 17 threes. Bucks hit 13 threes. For Boston, Jaylen Brown 26, 8 assists, shot 10 for 16. This was probably his best game of the season, if not one of the better games of the season. Jaylen Brown hasn't been shooting the ball super well this year, but this game he looked a lot more comfortable. He's passing the ball, led the team in assists. When's the last time that happened? But yeah, he was playing really good. Tatum at 23 and 11, 21 and 6 for Porzingis, 13, 4 and 5 for Derek White, and then Al Horford 11, 8 and 6 off the bench. Payne Pritchard and Sam Hauser each had 10 points as well off the bench. Which if you're getting 3 players scoring double figures off the bench for you, that's crazy for Boston. But yeah, they just played a really good game. First 3 quarters, they really were locking in defensively, knocking down their threes. They kind of let off the gas a little bit in the fourth quarter, it feels like, because Milwaukee came back. But they hit big shots at the end to close it out. Yeah, that's one thing they got to get better. I think closing out games in the fourth quarter has not been great for Boston this season. They got to get better on that, but there's still a whole lot of time left to get better at that. But yeah, seeing Jaylen Brown have a game like this, brings inspiration, especially against this really good Bucks team that has been thriving the last week. That's a big win. From Milwaukee, Brook Lopez at 28 and 7, shot 12 for 18. That's big. Brook Lopez hasn't really had a great offensive year so far, so to have him have this game, maybe that can unlock something. 27, 5 and 5 for Dame, 21, 13 and 5 for Giannis. Shot 7 for 20 from the field. Boston was playing good defense. Al Horford, man, he's maybe 38, but he can still lock it down. And then Chris Middleton also had 12, 5 and 7. Didn't really get help from anywhere else. The bench didn't really provide much. And yeah, it was really Dame, Giannis, and Brook Lopez against the Celtics. Celtics did a really good job of locking down everybody else, and the Celtics get the good win on ESPN. Next, we have the Raptors and the Pacers. The Raptors win this one 132-131. Buddy Hield missed a three-pointer at the buzzer. Tough one. Raptors go to 7-8. Pacers fall to 8-6. Another high-scoring game. Team stats: both teams shot over 50%. The Pacers shot 55%. Raptors shot 53%. The Pacers hit 18 threes in this game. Raptors hit 11. But the Raptors are 25 for 30 from the free throw line. Pacers were 13 for 16. And they rebounded Indiana 46-31, including 13 offensive boards. For the Raptors, Pascal Siakam 36 and 10, shot 13 for 24 at the field. He was hot the first 2.5 quarters. Kind of slowed down a little bit because the Pacers were doubling him because he was dominating. But yeah, great game for Pascal. Needed a game kind of like this. He hasn't been having the best year, but recently he's been starting to come alive. And Pascal with this game, he was really good. Pacers didn't really have anyone to stop him. Dennis Schroeder as well, 26, 6 and 5, shot 10 for 16 from the field. 20, 12 and 4 for 4 steals for Scotty Barnes. Malachi Flynn at 14 off the bench, and OG Anunoby at 13 points as well. Good win from Toronto. Putting up 132 points for them, that's big, but again, it was against the Indiana Pacers, who don't really play a lot of defense. But yeah, to have a game like this, get a win like this is big. Dennis Schroeder's been very good for them so far this season. Scotty Barnes, of course, has had his year. Malachi Flynn has also been pretty solid as well the last few games, which is good for them. For Indiana, Tyrese Halliburton, 33, 3 and 16, shot 12 for 22. He's amazing. 31 for Buddy Hield. He hit 7 threes, which is very tough. Why that he missed the game winner, because that was probably one of the best looks he could have gotten. 17 and 8 for Miles Turner, 16 for Obi Toppin back in the starting lineup, and 14 for Bruce Brown. Tough loss for Indiana. They're gonna lose a couple games like that just because they give up so many points. But their offense is still amazing. Tyrese Halliburton has still had an amazing game, and the Raptors, this is a really good one, but the Raptors end up getting the W. Next we had the Heat and Cavs. The Heat absolutely beat the Cavs up 129-96. Cavs 4-game winning streak comes to an end. The Heat now go to 10-5. Cavs fall to 8-7. Without Bam Adebayo, the Heat still come in and do their thing. Team stats: Miami shoots 52% from the field. Cavs shoot 47%. The Heat hit 23s this game. The Cavs hit 14. Miami also forced 19 Cleveland turnovers. For the Heat, Kyle Lowry, 28 points, shot 9 for 15, 7 for 10 from 3. I think he started off 5 for 5 from 3. He was absolutely amazing this game. Had his best game in a very long time, honestly. Hitting threes, being confident on the offensive end. He took the most shots in the team, which is rare for him. And yeah, big game for him. Jaime Jaquez, 22 and 8 off the bench, was 4 for 4 from 3. He's been great so far in his rookie year. The bench for Miami, man. Orlando Robinson, Josh Richardson, and Caleb Martin all had 14 points off the bench, which is huge. And Jimmy had 10, Hayward Highsmith 10, Thomas Bryant 10. The only players that didn't score in double figures that played for Miami was Duncan Robinson and Drew Smith. So yeah, Miami just came out from the get-go. You could tell, Miami's going to take this one. They just came out and dominated For Cleveland, Craig Porter Jr. has 16, 14 for Darius Garland, 13 and 10 for Evan Mobley, 12 for Karis LeVert, 11 for George Niang. No Donovan Mitchell again. Donovan Mitchell has missed, 4 games in a row now with this injury, hamstring. I don't know how serious it really is going to get, if he's going to miss a lot more time, because if he does, that's going to be tough for Cleveland. Have won a few games without him, but, again, they're going to have losses like these, because Miami just put it on them, man. It was a very dominant performance by the Heat on both ends. Next, we have the Nets and Hawks. What a game this was. The Hawks win this game in overtime, 147-145. The Hawks, 2 days in a row, put up like 140-something points. That is crazy. Fourth quarter and overtime, Mikal Bridges and Trae Young were going back and forth. Cam Johnson hit a layup with 3 seconds left in the fourth quarter to take a 1-point lead. Trae Young gets fouled, misses the first free throw, makes the second free throw. Then Mikal Bridges misses the pull-up at the end of the fourth. We go to OT. We go back and forth. Trae Young hits a tough step back, then comes down the other one, gets fouled, hits 2 free throws. Then Mikal Bridges comes back, hits 2 free throws. Trae Young goes 1 for 2 from the free throw line, and then Lonnie Walker doesn't even get a shot up at the end of OT. And the Hawks win this one. The Hawks go to 7-7. Nets fall to 6-8. Team stats: Brooklyn shot 49% from the field. Atlanta shot 44%. Both teams shot a lot of free throws, hit a lot of threes as well. A lot of rebounds in this game as well. Both teams had 22 offensive rebounds. For Atlanta, Trae Young, 43 points, 9 assists, shot 12 for 31, 8 for 16 from 3, 11 for 13 from the free throw line. He's been starting to put it back together a little bit the last few games. Back-to-back 30-point games on 2 days in a row for him, which is big. He hasn't been shooting the ball super well the last year, but the last 2 games he's been pretty good. This game looked a lot more comfortable out there, and especially in the fourth quarter, overtime, he took over. 25 and 11 for DeAndre Hunter, 26 and 8 for DeJounte Murray, even though he shot 6 for 21, 14 and 15 rebounds for Cliff Capella with 3 blocks, 14 for Bogdan Bogdanovic off the bench, 12 and 10 for Onyeka Okongwu. He got a big block as well late in this game. That's a deep play, also at 12 points. But yeah, good win from Atlanta. They're back to 500. They're gonna be around 500 the rest of the year. For Brooklyn, Mikal Bridges, 45 and 10, shot 16 for 31. He was on fire. Once it got to the fourth quarter, it was just it was over from then on out. Hitting pull-up mid-ranges. This is what we saw the Mikal Bridges of last year doing. And he finally had a game like this, just where his mid-range shot was going in. He didn't really take a lot of threes. He only took 6 threes. It took 31 shots. But yeah, Spencer Dinwiddie had 26, 6 and 12, 23, 5 and 5 for Cam Thomas, 22 and 11 and 3 blocks for Nick Claxton. Didn't really get much help from the bench, but their starters were going in. The Hawks didn't really play a lot of defense. Mikal Bridges had a great game, but the Hawks, at the end, Trae Young doing his thing. Next, we have the 76ers and Timberwolves. The Wolves on this one, 112-99. No Joel Embiid in this one, so Minnesota kind of just cruised a little bit throughout this one. 11 and 3. Now the Timberwolves, Sixers fall to 10 and 5. Team stats: Minnesota shot 48% from the field. Sixers shot 39%. Minnesota forced 14 Philly turnovers as well. For the Wolves, Anthony Edwards, 31, 6 and 6, shot 11 for 22, 5 for 9 from 3. He was absolutely amazing in this one from the get-go. You could tell he was ready to just kind of go off, and he did. He had 31 throughout 2.5 quarters, not even. Cat had 23 and 11, 2 steals, 2 blocks, 13 11, 3 blocks for Rudy Gobert, 13 for Naz Reid off the bench, and then Shake Milton had 12 points off the bench as well. Just a dominant one for Minnesota. Philly didn't have Joel Embiid, so they came in and just handled business. For Philly, Tyrese Maxey, D'Anthony Melton, Marcus Morris each out 16 points, 15 for Tobias Harris, 10 for Paul Reed off the bench. But yeah, without Joel Embiid, which is an easy 30-something points, it's going to be tough to win games like that. This is his first missed game of the year, which is interesting, which is, promising that he's playing all these games, But yeah, Minnesota got an easy win. Next, we have the Thunder and Bulls. Thunder win this one 116-102. Even though it was kind of close, OKC kind of pulled away at the end. Thunder now go to 11-4. The Bulls fall to 5-11. Thunder are now the hottest team in the league right now. They won 6 games in a row. They're now the 2nd seed in the West, only half game behind the Minnesota Timberwolves. Team stats for this one: OKC shot 49% from the field, Bulls shot 39%. The Thunder were 31 for 38 from the free throw line. Bulls were 17 for 17. For OKC, Shea 45 and 12 with 3 blocks, shot 11 for 19, 17 for 18 from the free throw line. Absolutely dominant in this game, not just scoring, but also his passing, playmaking ability, and then defensively, he can do. But yeah, big game for him. Isaiah Joe had 20 points, he had 5 threes off the bench. He's been very good the last few games. 18 and 13 with 4 blocks for Chet Holmgren, 13 for Kenny Williams Off the bench, he was 3 for 3 from 3. They're dominant one for OKC. They won 6 in a row. Just keep it going, getting rid of the teams they're supposed to, I guess, at this point. For Chicago, DeMar DeRozan had 25, 6 assists, shot 13 for 13 from the free throw line. 23 and 5 for Kobe White. He got off to a hot start with 7 for 12 from 3. 6 and 12 for Vucevic. 12 for Alex Caruso, 10 for Patrick Williams, 11 for I would assume. No Zach LaVine in this one. Thunder took care of business. The Bulls, don't really want to watch the Bulls that much, Next we got Clippers and Spurs. The Clips won this one 109-102. The Clippers, I thought were going to dominate this game, but the Spurs in the fourth quarter, had a big run. They outscored the Clippers 32-27 in the fourth quarter. They made it an interesting game, but the Clippers ultimately sealed the deal. They now are 6-7. They won 3 in a row after losing 5. And the Spurs now have lost 10 games in a row. They're 3-12. Team stats: the Clippers shot 46% from the field. The Spurs shot 38%. The Clippers have rebounded the Spurs 50-44 as well. For LA, Kawhi Leonard, 26 points, shot 10 for 17. There was that moment in the game where they were booing Kawhi, and Greg Popovich grabbed the mic and said, "Hey, don't boo him. That's not who we are." And I think from then on out, I don't think Kawhi missed a shot. From then on out, watching it, he just was like, all right. Especially the second half, third quarter, he came out, he was like, all right, give me the ball. Let me put these guys away. And he was doing it. Paul George as well in this game, 24 and 8. He had a hot start, kind of cooled off a little bit down the way, but when he got off to a hot start, I thought it was going to be over. 16, 6, and 9 for James Harden, 12 for Zubac. Deion Tyson, 11 rebounds off the bench. Good one for the Clippers. They've now won 3 in a row. They're 3-0 with the Russell Westbrook off the bench lineup, which, makes sense, obviously. But yeah, Kawhi looks a lot more comfortable. James Harden looks a lot more in a role where he fits, kind of being a little more passive, more being, the playmaker for everybody. Paul George looks comfortable hitting his shots. Westbrook bringing energy off the bench. They look a lot better. Now they're starting to, hit their stride, potentially. For San Antonio, 22 and 15 rebounds for Wemby with 3 blocks, shot 7 for 13 from the field. Looks a lot more comfortable in this game. Wasn't really forcing up a lot of shots. He looked a lot more, comfortable getting to the rim, getting to the free throw line a lot more and stuff like that. 19, 5, and 7 for Jeremy Sohan. 16 and 9 for Zach Collins. 18 for Devin Vassell, who came off the bench in this game. And 15 and 6 assists for Keldon Johnson. But the Clippers coming in, they probably look like they're maybe starting to hit their stride, finding the lineups that work. Daniel Tice has come in and done a very good job as well. And they're going to win. They're now 1-3 in a row. They're almost at 500. They're 6-7. Next at the Rockets and Grizzlies. The Rockets win this one 111-91. The Rockets outscore Memphis 37-23 in the fourth quarter. Rockets now go to 7-6. Grizzlies fall to 3-11. Team stats: Houston shot 43% from the field. Grizzlies shot 33%. The Rockets hit 14 threes. Grizzlies only hit 7 threes. In this one for Houston, Jalen Green, 34 points. Shot 13 for 26, 3 for 13 from 3. Especially that second half, he was dominant. Went on a run. Big poster dunk on Jaren. Was just getting buckets on this game, especially the start of the fourth quarter that led them to winning by 20. He just was on it. They're giving the ball and he was getting buckets. 18 for Jabari Smith, 16, 7, and 4 for Fred VanVleet, 13 for Dylan Brooks, 11 and 7 with 3 blocks for Alperen Sengun. Rockets get back in the win column. For Memphis, Desmond Bane and Jaren Jackson both had 23 points. 13 for Zaire Williams off the bench. John Conchar had 11 rebounds. But the Grizzlies just couldn't withstand the Houston Rockets' huge run in the second half. Even though I thought it was going to be a close one, but of course, Jalen Green started to pop off. And yeah, the Grizzlies just don't really have much to, withstand that. Next, we have the Kings and Pelicans. Pelicans win this one 117-112. Back-to-back wins over Sacramento. The Kings are now back over 5. Or the Pelicans are back over 500. They're 8-7. Kings fall to 8-6. This was a very good game. The Pelicans were up. I thought they were going to kind of take over. Second quarter, they outscored the Kings 32-20. But then the third quarter was tight. The Kings outscored Pelicans 33-24 in the fourth quarter. But yeah, B.I. Zion put this team away. Pelicans, or team stats, Pelicans shot 47% of the field. Kings shot 45%. The Kings hit 15 threes. Pelicans only hit 7 threes in this game, in this one. But no one's forced 15 Sacramento turnovers. For the Pelicans, Zion 25, 5, and 6. Shot 10 for 16 from the field. 23 for B.I. as well. 15 and 11 for Jonas Valanciunas. The bench was big. Jonah Hawkins had 13. Najee Marshall had 12. Jose Alvarado had 10 in this one. And yeah, the Zion and B.I. two-man game was really dominant in this one. Zion was getting to the rim, getting what he wanted. Brandon Ingram as well. The defense for New Orleans was really locked in, even though the three-point shot wasn't really falling in this one. They still came in and got the job done. Back-to-back wins over Sacramento. The Pelicans in the last 5, I think, are like 4-1 in their last 5, I want to say. They're back over 500. Their defense is starting to find a way. Zion and B.I. are starting to wake up a little bit more. And yeah, if they're doing this, man, they're going to be maybe a tough team to watch out for. For Sacramento, 26 for De'Aaron Fox, 23, 9, and 6 for Domantas Sabonis, 22 for Harrison Barnes, Trey Lyles at 12 off the bench, Malik Monk at 10 off the bench. Yeah, the Kings just didn't really find their shot so late. And at that point, it was kind of too late. Their defense wasn't great as well either in this game. But yeah, New Orleans is starting to put it together. New Orleans started to put it together, trying to find their identity still. They're still a very weird team to figure out because we don't know. I mean, like, they started off good and they were bad, and now they're good again. Like, they could go on a 4-game losing streak, who knows? But shouts to them for getting back over 500. Next, we have the Jazz and the Blazers. The Blazers win this game 121-105. Both teams now go to 4-11 on the season. Team stats: Portland shot 51% from the field, Jazz shot 47%. Portland hit 17 threes, Jazz hit 10 threes. Portland also forced 21 Utah turnovers. For the Blazers, Jeremy Grant had 30, shot 10 for 13, 5 for 6 and 3, just cooking up in this one. 20 and 8 assists from Malcolm Brogdon. Jabari Walker had 19 and 10 rebounds off the bench. Shaedon Sharpe at 14, 13 from Matisse Thybulle off the bench, 12 and 7 for Toumani Camara. Scoot Henderson also returned to this game and had 3 points, 3 rebounds, 7 assists, and was a plus 15 in this one. He was playmaking out there. Yeah, Portland gets a good win, I guess. I don't really watch a lot of this game, honestly. Because why would I watch this one when the other 2 games after this are even better? For Utah, 24 and 8 for Larry Marketing, 16 and 7 assists for Keontae George, 13 for Jordan Clarkson and Kelly Olynyk, 12 and 11 for John Collins. I don't know who Josh Collins is, John Collins. But yeah, Portland, Jeremy Grant, Malcolm Brogdon had great games. Jabari Walker as well, like that. And yeah, they just kind of took care of this Utah team. Utah's not going to be good, but at least they're going to be a little bit fun sometimes. Next, we have the Mavs and Lakers. Mavericks win this game 104-101. Mavs are up by 20 at one point. The Lakers outscored Dallas 30-13 in the fourth quarter, but Kyrie Irving hits a huge three-pointer and hits 2 free throws to give Dallas the win. The Mavericks now go to 10-5. Lakers fall to 9-7. Team stats: the Lakers shot 46% from the field. Mavs only shot 40%. Mavs hit 16 threes in this game. Lakers hit 11. The Mavs forced 11 Laker turnovers. They only had 4 turnovers as a team in this game as well. For Dallas, Luka, 30, 12, and 8, shot 10 for 26. Had no turnovers in this one, which is very surprising because Luka usually has a couple turnovers. He has the ball in his hand 98% of the time. Kyrie also had 28. That duo, proved dominant in this game. 15 for Josh Green off the bench as well. Derek Lively had 10 rebounds. Rashawn Holmes also had 10 rebounds, who he played in this game. But yeah, the Mavericks, good win. Even though the fourth quarter Lakers decided to start playing basketball and turn it up. The Mavericks couldn't really find anything. Luka and Kyrie say, you know what, calm down, give him the ball, and we'll be fine. And it worked. For the Lakers, LeBron, 26, 9, and 7, 17, 6, and 6 for Austin Reeves off the bench, 15 and 5 assists for D'Angelo Russell. Taurean Prince at 14, AD only had 10 points, 13 rebounds, was 4 for 10, 1 block. Not a great game from AD. But the Lakers, they fought hard, especially in that fourth quarter. Defensively, they really started to lock in. LeBron was doing LeBron things, but it just was not enough. They just couldn't guard Kyrie, I guess, at the end. And the Mavs get the win. And the final game we had was Warriors and Suns on ESPN. The Suns won this one 123-115. They have the big second quarter. They outscored Golden State 37-16. They don't look back. The Suns are now 9-6. They have won 5 in a row. The Suns are coming. The Warriors fall to 7-9. Team stats: Warriors shot 48% of the field. The Suns shot 45%. The Suns were 44 for 52 from the free throw line. The Suns took 52 free throws in this game. The Warriors were 19 for 29. Yeah, when you're taking 52 free throws, you're probably going to win. 32 and 8 for Kevin Durant, who's 15 for 15 from the free throw line. 25, 8, and 10 for Devin Booker. He was 13 for 14 from the free throw line. 13 for Eric Gordon, 12 for Josh Okogie, 10 for Nassir Little. The Suns get a win. They're now 1-5 in a row. They're starting to pick it up. KD is having an amazing season. KD is having his best year in a little while. And that's saying something because he's, 35, 36 years old now. And he has just been absolutely amazing so far this year. He's averaging like 30-something a game. He's been great. Devin Booker, since he's come back, has been the point guard that they needed. He's been playmaking. He's been getting his buckets here and there. And the role players have really stepped up at some points, Eric Gordon and Nassir Little today was the guy that really stepped up. Josh Okogie's been very solid for them. Drew Eubanks has had some moments. Yusuf Nurkic has been a very solid center for them as well. Grayson Allen doing his thing on both ends. Like, Phoenix is starting to put it together. They're starting to play a lot better. Defensively, they're starting to lock in a little bit more. Offensively, they have Kevin Durant and Devin Booker. You think they're going to be fine. But even without Bradley Beal, they still have been finding a way to get wins, close wins as well. And that's big for the Suns. For the Warriors, 23 for Klay Thompson. He was 6 for 10 from 3. 17 for Darius Saric off the bench. 16 for Steph. He was 6 for 15. 1 for 8 from 3. 11 for Andrew Wiggins. 10 for Brandon Pajemski. Chris Paul also had that moment in the game when he got ejected with him and Scott Foster, you know, the history with them. But yeah, it was just a tough game for Golden State, you know. I mean, they gave up 52 free throws. You know, how many fouls? They had 34 fouls in this game, the Warriors did. But surprisingly, no one fouled out for the Warriors, surprisingly. But yeah, it was just, the Suns were just marching to the line, man. Yeah, 52 free throws. I didn't even realize 52. They shot 52 free throws. I know they shot a lot of free throws, but like 52 is crazy, man. 52 free throws. I don't know if I've ever seen someone shoot 52 free throws in a game. What's the most free throw attempts ever in a game by a team? I'll look that up later. Leave in the comments if you know, or whatever. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Once again, if you like the content, consider subscribing, like, turn notifications to all stuff like that. I really appreciate it. Really helps out a lot. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a happy Thanksgiving.